To make it in Hollywood, you've got to stand out. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actresses who have a distinct voice.
Look, I know what you're thinking, and I don't blame you. I've always thrown out such a jazzy line.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at actresses who stand out for their unique voices, whether they be high, low, rough, or smooth.
I know how to make jewelry. I just don't know how to make the metal go into shapes.
Number 10, Lauren Bacall.
Was I gay today, till today?
For starters, let's go back in time into the golden age of Hollywood. Bacall started her career as a model before moving on to Broadway and, eventually, the silver screen. She had the classic Hollywood looks, but her voice set her apart and made her an icon. With her deep and sultry tone, it made her perfect for the femme fatale archetypes popular at the time.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Even though she was only 19 when she made her film debut in To Have and Have Not, her husky voice gave her an air of maturity and sensuality that would keep her at the top of the film noir genre for years.
She's a real sad tomato.
She's a busted Valentine.
Number 9, Scarlett Johansson.
So before we address your organizational methods, I'd like to sort through your contacts. Oh, you have a lot of contacts.
I'm very popular.
Really? Does this mean you actually have friends?
Today, she's an A-list celebrity, but when Johansson first started out as a child actor, she had a hard time finding work because of her voice.
Funky.
As Johansson has put it, a 9-year-old with a deep voice just doesn't sell Jell-O. Nowadays, though, she gets work because of her voice. Just look at the movie Her, in which a man falls in love with his Siri-like operating system, which is voiced by Johansson.
It's really nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
Poor Theodore. He didn't stand a chance with a voice like that. In addition to that notable role, she has done cartoon voices and is also a rather talented singer, her velvety voice translating beautifully to music. Number 8, Holly Hunter.
If I want to be unrecognized, I don't talk.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's so funny. Your voice gives you away even more than your face.
Utterly.
Hunter's voice is more than unique. It tells the story of her life and the adversities she's faced. The actress was born and raised in Georgia, where she got her subtle southern twang.
That is like saying that all frat boys wearing country club hats and Hawaiian shirts have shrivel up tiny little dicks.
When she was 9, she contracted the mumps, which left her completely deaf in her left ear. It's hard to say how much her deafness affects her speech, but it's not something she lets get in her way. And this overarching attitude is reflected in her characters, who don't take crap from anyone. She also has a pronounced lisp that works with the tone of her voice and makes it refreshingly unique.
Settle down, are you kidding? I'm at the top of my game. I'm right up there with the big dogs. Girls, come on.
Number 7, Kristen Schaal.
Let's keep this mother effing giggle coaster going, huh? Woo!
You can love her voice or you can hate it, but you can't deny that it's unique. Schaal started out doing stand-up comedy, contrasting her high-pitched baby voice with dark and twisted subject matter.
Because I killed a genie to get this jacket.
She has since been the voice behind many cartoon characters. Some of her most popular roles include Louise Belcher in the animated comedy Bob's Burgers, and her leading role as Carol in The Last Man on Earth. When Schaal started out as an actress, people said that her voice would be a hindrance to her career, but just listen to her now.
So, I'm the kind of gal who tries to make the best of things. And since meatballs will never ever exist again, I said, Carol, get your hands up, grab some raisins, and you smash them into a ball, girl.
Number 6, Sophia Bush.
My name is Sophia Bush, and I love my voice.
She always sounds like she's on the verge of losing her voice, and it is so oddly alluring. Bush says that the rasp came early on in her life, and that people constantly think she's sick because of it, sometimes even offering her lozenges, which she of course accepts because they're delicious.
No, I don't have a cold. Everyone always thinks I am. I will take your Ricolas, they're delicious, but I don't particularly need them.
Despite her raspy voice, she's played a lot of different roles, from Detective Erin Lindsay in Chicago PD to a love-spurned college student in John Tucker Must Die. She also landed a gig playing the voice of Void in the long-awaited Incredibles 2. After all, every superhero needs a signature voice.
If I were to give advice to my younger self, I would say stop worrying about being somebody else's definition of enough, because you already are.
Number 5, Fran Drescher.
Aunt Bev, you look amazing.
Oh. When you have a unique voice, you can either hide it or use it to shout loud and proud. Drescher definitely takes the latter route, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Not only is she proud of her New York accent and nasally voice, but she also uses it to her advantage.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you really do talk like that. I would make this up.
She and Peter Mark Jacobson created a show and a character that perfectly fit Drescher's voice, and sure enough, The Nanny was instantly successful. It remains Drescher's most popular and arguably most hilarious role. Since its conclusion, Drescher has been busy writing books, hosting her own short-lived talk show, doing countless guest spots, and even creating her own non-profit organization for cancer.
I got famous, I got cancer, and I lived to talk about it, and I'm talking.
Number 4, Jennifer Tilly.
By the way, Miss Tilly, can I have your autograph? I'm a big fan.
She can do sexy, sweet, and downright terrifying. When Tilly first started out in acting, she had a few directors who tried to make her change her voice. But to that, she said, hell no.
You're right, Mr. Reed. I am tired of getting kicked around.
Good for you!
It's her trademark. It's made her memorable, and it's led the way throughout her career. She's been acting since 1983, and she's done it all: live action, video games, and cartoons.
No, it isn't. Dogs sweat through their paws. You're such a know-it-all, Brian. You don't even know about your own body.
Outside of acting, she's also a professional poker player, employing her deceptively sweet voice and formidable skills to score multiple titles and almost $1 million in winnings. Number 3, Kathleen Turner.
I'd do anything for my husband, Mr. Valiant. Anything.
Let's start this off by saying that Kathleen Turner voiced arguably the most iconically sexy cartoon character in the history of the medium, Jessica Rabbit.
You've got me all wrong. You don't know how hard it is being a woman looking the way I do.
While she doesn't do the singing part, Turner's husky voice is perfect for Jessica. She isn't afraid of taking on roles that poke fun at her voice either. In Friends, she plays Chandler's fabulous transgender father Bob, aka Helena Handbasket. Her performance of I Feel Pretty is everything you could ask for.
By a pretty, wonderful boy.
When she's not acting or doing voice work, she kills it on Broadway, her powerful voice effortlessly commanding the attention of the masses.
Chastity and continence, but not yet.
Number 2, Audrey Hepburn. We couldn't do this list without talking about one of the biggest icons from the golden age of Hollywood. Her voice had a lot of interesting features, so we'll start with her accent. Hepburn grew up in England, but she was a world traveler and reportedly spoke 5 languages fluently. This gave her an accent that was all her own.
Me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours.
She also talked at an even pace with an emphasis on diction. Her most common roles were women who seemed innocent, but had a bit of a wild side.
But in Hertford, Hereford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
But with her pet fawn Pippin, her grace, and a regal voice to match, she was basically a real-life Disney princess. Before we reveal our top voice, here are a few honorable mentions.
If I were a wasp, Podalonia hirsuta, I would have the thinnest waist, and on my ass, I would have a stinger. Venomous.
Polly, can you relate to Abby in real life? And do you guys have any similar qualities or back history?
I want to be evil. I want to be mad. But more than that, I want to be bad.
Number 1, Sheree Agdashlu.
Don't laugh loud. Just, you know, you have a thick voice, and I'm like, yes, I do know.
For our #1 spot, we went with an actress whose name literally means famous. Her deep, timbering voice gives her an air of authority, and her Persian accent lends it an exotic twist.
The producers who are working with me, who would like to work with me, that I can do comedy for Christ's sake, just don't give me tragedies and dramas.
She's often cast as doctors and other such badass women, which is a consistently good fit given that she's inspiring in her own right. Agda Shlu established herself as an actress in Iran, moved to England at the start of the Iranian Revolution, and studied politics before returning to acting. Between her voice and her raw talent as an actress, we just can't get enough of her.
I give an arm and a leg for a complex character like her.
Right. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.